What's up squad, my name is Yeso and welcome back to the channel. In this video guide I'll be showing you guys how to get the best possible start in your new Skyrim game. This video has no spoilers, and this guide of course is aimed at beginners. With the new Skyrim Special Edition coming out, a whole lot of new players will be picking up this game. So this video is for you guys and welcome to the community. In this video I'll be showing you how to get your very own house, some incredible elven weapons, a follower to accompany you on your travels, and many other secret unmarked locations with gold, enchanted armor and weapons, and I'll be giving you loads of tips along the way. So at the start of the game you'll be directed through the prologue of the story, where you must escape Helgen. Don't worry, you can't get lost. Just make sure you pick up all the weapons that you can carry, so we can sell them for gold later. The best way to know if it's worth picking it up or not is the value to weight ratio. So for example, this wine has a high value and it doesn't really weigh anything, so that's going to be something we want to pick up and sell later. We'll also be directed through this cave where we have to kill a few spiders. Do make sure that you loot their corpses for their venom. And then we'll exit the cave and emerge to our first view of the wonderful world of Skyrim. So I'm going to start the guide from here, guys.
There he goes.
If we talk to our companion, he will tell you to follow him to Riverwood. But we're going to ignore him for now and just head off on our own way. We can meet up with him again later. So the first thing I want to do is just show you guys the map so we can get our bearings here. We've just escaped from Helgen, which is here. We're now here on the map, and this guy wants us to go to Riverwood. But we're not going to go there yet. We're going to go to a few little secret locations along the way. The first place I want to show you is how to get a treasure map. So we're just going to head straight on down this path to start off with. Walking down this path for me just brings back memories of 5 years ago when I first got this game and was amazed by the view here.
You know, you should go to Wind.
So just continue along this path and you'll get to this tree stump here. The first thing we're going to do is use the venom we got from the tutorial. So we're going to go to potions and we'll see frostbite venom here. So we're going to use one of those, and I'm going to use it on my longbow, but you guys can use it on your sword. So now I'm going to get my bow out and just come off the path here, because down here you'll actually see that there's a bandit camp. So I'm just going to sneak attack the guy cooking because he cannot see me, whereas the other girl can. So I got a sneak attack on him and that poison's finished him off for me. I probably wouldn't have been able to do that on my own.
Did you hear something?
So now we're just going to work our way around this campsite and take out these other guys. I suggest that you try and keep the higher ground, so then people have to come around to actually attack you. These bandits are very easy to kill, so you shouldn't have too much difficulty. But after you've killed them, do make sure that you take your arrows back, and we can also loot their armor if you like. There's just one more archer left, and the best way to deal with these archers is to move from left to right until they fire, like so, and they usually miss you. If you are trying to do archery in Skyrim, I do suggest that you turn your sensitivity up, because mine seems to have gone back to the default and it's really hard to aim now. Now she's hiding behind a tree. Okay, so after you've killed her, we can loot her corpse. So she actually has a treasure map, and this is what we came here for. So as you can see, on the bottom right you can see what appears to be some houses and then some bridges over a river. This is actually the town of Riverwood, and then it's saying X marks the spot, and there's a little picture on the top and it looks like there's some treasure in the log. So if you find this treasure map, you'll actually be able to find some secret treasure, and I'll show you where that is later on in the video. So we're going to take this lady's arrows, and we've now got some more for ourselves. And there is of course a campsite here, and we can take the gold. We can loot this other bandit for his gold, and there is also a skill book in this camp bed called Night Falls on Sentinel, and this is a one-handed skill book. So basically if we pick this up and read it, it will increase our one-handed skill by 1. And there are many skill books in the game, And the way that you tell their skill books is that they're usually worth 50 gold. So actually, we should probably just take this with us to sell as well, because it has a good value to weight ratio. There's also some black mage's robes here, and they have very high value, so we're going to take those as well. And that's pretty much it for this location, guys. We have that treasure map, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it later. But we're going to head west onto this path just here. And if you're a bit lost, let me show you on the map where we are. We are now just here, just north of this section and in between that river and this mountain here. So from the camp, which is up there, we're going to go right. And there is a secret little, almost between the trees here, a way we can get up to a hidden shrine. And this is actually a shrine of Talos, guys. And if you didn't know, some lore on Skyrim, Talos is a god that the Nords worship, and the Nords are the residents of Skyrim. This is their home country, basically. And as you can see, all these worshippers have been slaughtered. But the main reason we came here was to get this uniquely enchanted random piece of armor, and also some Thalmor robes as well. And we can see this Thalmor soldier, and he's the person who has actually killed all of these worshippers. This Thalmor elf will actually have a randomly enchanted piece of armor or a randomly enchanted weapon on him at all times. It will always be random, you never know what you're going to get. I got the Iron Gauntlets of Minor Sure Grip, so that increases my two-handed attacks by 15% more damage, which is obviously really good if I was doing a two-handed build. If not, I can just sell this for 458 gold, which is really good. And we can actually see his orders here as well. Basically, the Thalmor have banned worship of Talos because they do not believe that he is a god, and that's why all these people have been slaughtered at this shrine, because they're illegally worshipping Talos. And that's the reason that there's currently a civil war in Skyrim, and you can either choose to fight for the Imperials or the Stormcloaks. And the Stormcloaks are the original residents of Skyrim, and they support Talos worship. And that's kind of like a bit of a backstory of what's going on here. But we also have the Thalmor robes here. Reduces the cost of destruction spells by 12%, and it also is worth a lot of money. And their boots and their gloves, and this armor just looks insane. So just to show you guys, this is what the armor looks like, but it has no armor rating apart from the enchantments the armor has originally. I actually suggest just wearing light armor or heavy armor that you're currently wearing, even though this does look really cool. So okay, after we've done that, we are going to head back down this path, and we're going to rejoin the road that we were originally on. So just continue down the path, past the camp on our right, and we're just going to continue on running down here. The next place we need to go is probably the most important place of this tutorial. It's going to enable you to level up faster. So we're just going to continue down this winding path and stay on your left, and we'll see a river waterfall just there. A river waterfall, I'm just making up words here. And here we're going to find some mysterious stones. These are the standing stones, as we're about, the guardian stones, as we're about to discover. There are several of these stones placed around the game, and basically these three are the most important when you're starting the game. So there are 3 stones here, one for the warrior just here, one for the mage in the middle, and then finally on the left is the thief. And each stone has skills that are related to it, and it makes the skills in that category level up 20% faster, which is so useful. So if you look in the description, I'll actually leave a list of all the skills that each stone affects, so you can pick the stone that's best for you. But basically the warrior stone affects all your combat skills, including block and archery. The mage stone affects all the magical skills, so all the schools of magic like destruction and restoration for healing. And then the thief stone affects skills like sneak and lockpicking. Unless you're a mage, I would go with the warrior stone to start off with, just so you can level your combat skills. So now we're going to head over towards Riverwood, and I just want to point out a location on our right on the way over there, because it's probably one of the first dungeons that you'll come across when you're exploring. And I do suggest that you explore by yourself a little bit as well. But if we come up here, there's actually a mine called Embershard Mine, and I've I'm going to put a link in the description to a tutorial on how to get through this mine completely, and that will also show you where to get all the treasure inside that location too. But as you can see, there's a bandit there and she can see me right now. So what I want to do is just back off a bit, maybe go up these rocks here so she can't see me anymore, and we're just going to get rid of her while we're here. My sneak skill isn't very high right now, so she'll probably be able to see me anyway, and she probably won't be able to get up here to me anyway. As you can see, she's sort of running around a bit. She doesn't know how to get on these rocks up here, and this is a pretty good way you can actually kill enemies that are more powerful than you. We could have killed her in combat, but I just wanted to show you an example of how you could deal with situations like that. So yeah, if you guys are interested in checking out the mine up this path here, I'll leave a link to my guide in the video description on where the treasure chests are for it, and you can check that out after the video. So we're going to keep following the river here, and do take care because we will get attacked by wolves at some point along this path. But here they are, they're just here, so I can actually sneak attack this one. Oh, okay, that missed somehow. That was really annoying. How rude. We got that one. And these wolves are going to be pretty good to kill because we actually want their pelts. We'll punch him in the face. Oh, got the kill cam there. First kill cam of the little tutorial let's play we're doing. So he has a wolf pelt, and this is going to give us 2 leather. And there's a little tutorial on how to do that. I don't need to show you, but the game shows you how to do that. And there's also a deer on the other side of the river there. Now, hunting in Skyrim, and I do suggest you install some mods for it. Oh, I actually missed that. That's rather annoying. Okay, but hunting in Skyrim can be quite profitable. I do insist that you install some mods that increase the value of the pelts that you get from hunting to make it a bit more sort of worth your time. But anyway, we're going to just continue following this river, and it's going to lead us to Riverwood. And we can see the gates of the small town just here. So I'm just going to show you the people that you have to talk to. But you can talk to everyone in this town if you like. So basically, we're looking for this guy here. He's an archer, and his name is Fandom. So we're going to talk to him, and we're going to ask him what his problem is with Sven.
Did I see you talking to Sven? Maybe not.
What's your problem with Sven?
Never mind. But I would stay away from him if I were you.
If you keep on like this,
He's a bard, so he says. Occasionally, he finds time to do his job here at the mill. Thinks his ballads and sonnets are going to convince Camilla Valerius to marry him. As if she would say yes. An intelligent, beautiful woman like her wouldn't fall for that nonsense. I hope.
So as you can see, he is a bit jealous of Sven. And we're going to agree with him and say, you're right, when have words ever inspired feelings of love?
I don't need your jokes right now. But maybe you have a point. Maybe Camilla needs some help seeing Sven for what he is. Could you give her this letter and say it's from Sven? I think I've matched that Nord's lack of cleverness perfectly.
And this elf can also teach us to be better in archery, and you can pay him gold to do that. As you can see, we can train our archery level, and depending on how high your archery level is, it will cost 260 gold per level. But now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the Riverwood Trader, and this is where we're going to find Camilla.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that.
So now we're going to talk to Camilla.
Maybe you could talk some sense into my pig-headed brother.
And we're going to make sure you choose the option, I have a letter for you from Sven, and it's a lie. The other choice will allow you to get Sven as a follower, but Sven only levels up to level 20 with you, while Fiandel levels up to level 30 and has better skills. So we obviously want to lie about the letter.
Another poem, I bet. He does know how to make a girl blush. What's this? If that oaf thinks all I'm going to do is stay in that filthy house of his and clean, You can tell Sven that he already has a mother. I'm not speaking to him anymore. I'd better get going. going.
So now we'll talk to Fiandra after, but first we're going to pick up a quest from Lucia.
Well, I don't know what you over. The Riverwood trader is everything you need in a general store.
So ask him, did something happen?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
I could help you get your claw back.
You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those
We'll pick up
things,
the
you
golden
should head
claw
to
later
Falls
on
Barrow,
in the
northeast
quest
of
line,
town.
but we don't need to do that right now. And you can actually give it back to him, and then the shop owner will then really like you, and then you can just steal it back off the table. So, you know, you have nothing to lose there. So we're going to go back to the elf and talk to him again.
Next time
And tell him that I said, I don't think Camilla will be spending any more time with Sven.
I appreciate your help. Please, take this. Some gold I've saved up from working at the mill.
So he's going to give us 25 gold, and we can then ask him to be our follower. Now there's actually a little secret tip here for you that you can do in order to level up your archery quicker. So to do this, what you need to do is first come over to the blacksmith. You can ask the blacksmith if he needs any help around the forge, and that will start the blacksmithing tutorial. So if you're interested, just ask him that question, but I'm not going to show you how to do that. Instead, we're going to ask him what he has for sale,
Whatever you need.
and we're going to trade with him.
If it's simple and strong, I can forge it. The finest weapons and armor.
So go down to your own character, and you can sell your bear pelt, your things that you're not using. So like for example the Imperial swords we took, I'm going to sell him all of these, and we're going to get quite a lot of gold from him. And if you don't need your enchanted item that you found, just sell it to him. Also we're going to sell this steel dagger, my Imperial armor I don't need. We can turn these pelts into leather, but I don't need to do that myself, so I'm just going to sell these as well. And I've sold him everything now. You can also buy things from him if there's anything specific you want, but he'll just have random items, and you can buy back things that he sold to you and so on. So after you've sold your items and you've got some money, we can then talk to the elf again,
I've got your back.
and we can ask him to train us to be better in archery, and we can actually use a little cheat here. So we can afford for him to train us, so we're going to go, okay, yep, train us in archery. Our archery skill has leveled up by 1 now. So now if we say, I need to trade some things with you, we can actually take our 260 gold back now. So, you know, we didn't lose any money. And you can repeatedly do that again and again, or until you have a higher archery skill, but you can only do it a max of 5 times. Don't forget that you can receive text and or email notifications from my channel every time I release a new video. Underneath the video, just hit subscribe and then hit the bell next to it. You will now get notified as soon as I release a new video. Welcome to the ESO squad, guys. Now let's get back to the video. We can speak to Gerda here, and she is the person we'd speak to continue the quest. But instead, we're going to look at some other things that I want to show you guys, which is firstly the treasure map. So treasure map 1, let's have a look at this. There are many treasure maps scattered throughout the game, and I'll leave another link in the description on every single treasure map location you can find in the game and where to find the treasure chest. But as you can see, we're in Riverwood now. We've just crossed that bridge and we're standing on this little island. But across that river, there's apparently a tree with the treasure inside it. So let's go and find this treasure. And we can actually see that big log over there, and that's where the treasure's going to be. So one thing to bear in mind is that this treasure chest will not appear for you unless you go and get the treasure map first. You can't just go and find the treasure having not got the treasure map already. So here we've got a chest, and depending on your level, obviously we're a low level, it will have different amounts of treasure in. So it's got an amethyst, which is very valuable, doesn't weigh anything, and some gold, an iron ingot, which is good for smithing, and also a gold necklace. So actually very good for getting some gold at the start of the game. What we're going to do now is continue onwards down this path, and as we can see there's another deer here that I'm going to try and kill this time. If you want, you can poison your bow, because my bow is not very leveled right now and it's not going to kill that deer in one shot. The way leveling in Skyrim works is the more damage you do with your weapon, the faster the skill will level up. Okay, so let's continue on down this path just to show you where we are again. We've crossed the river from Riverwood and we're heading down here, and I want to show you where to get a free house now, guys. And there is a reason we had to go and get our follower first before doing this. This battle ahead can be quite difficult. So we're just going to keep walking through the trees here, and we will come, you'll see a map marker ahead of you for a new location, that little black location marker there on the top of the screen. So we're going to keep heading on and we will discover Anissa's cabin. So Anissa's cabin, and this is going to be our free starter player home. So we're going to save the game here, and I recommend you do the same.
I'm just a poor old woman, dear. No need to trouble yourself with me.
This person is not a poor old lady, she's actually lying. Well, we can actually level up, so what I'm going to do for my character is I'm going to increase my stamina, and then I'm going to increase my skill with a bow. And that's just here, and I'm going to get overdraw, which increases my bow damage by 20%. Now I'm going to go into her house, and as you can see, you can steal things here. She's actually got an alchemist skill book, so make sure you read that and take it. There's a secret trapdoor inside her house, so we're going to go inside here, and it's a novice lock, so you'll have to lockpick it, but you should have some lockpicks with you. And we're going to head on inside, because this lady is in fact an evil witch. So there's a note here that explains that she's a witch, Anissa's letter. Helga dear, why do you hesitate? You can feel the power coursing in your blood. You have only to reach out and grasp it. Renounce that boy of you and come to live with me in the forest. My sister will be here soon. Together we can form a proper coven and your training will truly begin. So she is in fact a witch, and she doesn't want us to know that. But there are loads of ingredients down here that we can steal, including this very rare poison and a weak poison there as well that we can use later on. And there's also an apothecary satchel which we can also take things from. There's also an alchemy lab here, so you can come and craft your own potion. And we also have an arcane enchanting altar. So basically what you can do here is you can disenchant the enchanted items that we found. So we can take our black mage's robe that we found while we were adventuring, including all the other enchanted items we find. We can learn this enchantment, which destroys the item, so you can't sell that item anymore. As we progress in the game, we can collect all these enchanted items, disenchant them all, and we can then use those enchantments to enchant our own armor and weapons to make them more powerful. And there's also an enchanter's potion here, and there's some alchemy ingredients, so you can experiment on the alchemist altar if you wish. But now what we're going to do is going sneak mode, and we're going to go outside, because as soon as we go outside, this mage lady is going to attack us, because she is a witch. So if you can, try and attack her first, because she's now hostile to you.
Huh?
So she said, none of you will know my secret. And now she's going to start trying to go all ham on us with her bloody flame spells. And this is why I need my follower, because he's going to help me kill this lady. And as you can see, he's literally taken her out for me. It's quite a hard fight, especially at harder difficulties. So she's got some steel arrows, and she's got blue mage robes that we're going to take from her, and her steel dagger. This is actually our house now. And there is something in Skyrim called safe storage. So if you look at this cupboard here, anything you store in this cupboard, so say for example if I want to store these blue mage's robes in here, I can put them in there, in the cupboard now. I can come back whenever I like, and these mage robes will always be there. So this is safe storage. This stuff won't disappear. You can safely store your objects in here that you collect. And we also have a bed here, and I'm going to sleep until the morning now. Now the thing about sleeping, guys, is that when you wake up for a certain amount of time, you get a buff that gives you an experience boost. It's called the well rested buff. And that gives you an experience boost for, I think it's like 6 hours in game or something like that. So now it's morning, and there's actually a coin purse here which I forgot to show you, so we're going to take that. There are lots of alchemy ingredients and things scattered around. But anyway, it's raining now, so what we're going to do, we're going to fast travel back to Riverwood. Before we leave for Whiterun though, do make sure that you find and talk to Gerda. This is the wife of the person who helped us escape. We can actually ask her if she has any spare supplies that we can take. All of this stuff is free, so you can actually take as much as you like. Literally just take all of it. She's got a silver ring there she's just given us for the bants of it. So take everything you need. She will also let us progress the main quest line, which basically means we have to go to Whiterun and inform the Jarl of the dragon attack. So I'm going to jog over there. As you can see, we're repping that Falmor armor because it does look pretty sick. And as we make our way over the bridge towards Whiterun, we're going to take the path on the right here. And there are a few things I want to tell you guys as we go over there. We will be returning to Riverwood. The Jarl of Whiterun will actually send us back there later on in the quest line. But the first thing we're going to do on the way to Whiterun is pick up a quest for one of the main guilds in Skyrim called the Companions Guild. But the best way to start this quest is to help the Companions kill a giant outside Whiterun, and that is of course the direction we're heading now. It's always a good idea whenever you reach a new city or town to go into the bar and speak to the innkeeper about any rumours they might have, because that's a fantastic way to pick up new quests that you can then start later. I usually like to pick up as many quests as I can and then just complete them as I go along. So if we go straight on down this hill here, we should find a giant, which you can see in the distance just there. Obviously it's raining a lot. But there's actually a giant attacking some warriors, and we need to help the companions out here to get rid of this giant that's threatening the village. And I've just missed that shot, but Fenrir is also helping now. So just pelt this guy with arrows, try not to get too close. I've actually got the kill cam shot on it there. And now we're going to go and talk to the warriors that just killed it.
You handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield, brother.
What is a shield, brother?
An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
Can I join you?
Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Kodlak Whitemane up in Jorvaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
So now we've started with speak with the leader of the companions and we can potentially join them. Now if you're wondering why these arrows have a messed up texture, that's my fault. It's because I've installed some mods for this game. I'm just testing them out. So don't worry about that. But sometimes texture mods can do that if you install them correctly, or there's bugs and things like that. So we're now going to head towards the entrance to Whiterun, and there's a stable here where you can buy a horse later if you wish. But we're going to head up to the entrance. And guys, there are so many people in this game to talk to, and I'm just showing you specific people that you need to have a conversation with to get the correct quests in order to do this guide and do what we're doing. But I do suggest that you go around and just talk to everyone and pick up all the quests you can, so then when you're outside adventuring you can maximize your time.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
So this guard's going to stop us getting in, and we're just going to say, I have news from Helgen about the dragon attack.
Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
And that's going to increase our speech skill. Every time you increase a skill, it will go towards your character's main level, and then you can increase your stamina and health from that. So we're just going to head straight on here, and we're going to head towards the castle. But I'm now going to show you where to get some elven weaponry. It's one of the best weapons you can get this early in the game. So we're going to go to the longhouse here, which is where the companions are. This is where you can potentially join the companions if you like. And they're having a fight as we come in, like just some crazy ass fist fight. And you're going to want to save the game here, because this is the best place, best time to go downstairs. So we're going to come down here, and if we come to our right, we can go downstairs to the living quarters. And as soon as you enter this building, the living quarters will be absolutely deserted, so you don't have to worry about getting caught doing this. Because of course, what we're doing is not lawful. It is rather illegal. Okay, so from this door, we're going to go right, and we're going to head to the end. There's only one person down here. This door on the left here, and then this door on the left. And we will see a elven bow here, and it's got an expert display lock. There's also an elven warhammer here, and there's an elven sword as well. So whether you're one-handed, you're two-handed, or you want to be an archer like me, you can get all the best elven weapons here straight away. If you guys want a guide on lockpicking to do this with a minimal amount of lockpicks at a very low level, please do check out the video description on how to do that. But now, we can steal this elven bow. Make sure you're sneaking when you steal it though, and no one can see you. And there's also a archery skill book here, which of course we're going to take that as well. In terms of leveling up skills quickly, I'll leave a link in the description to my level 1 to 100 guide for every skill in Skyrim. That basically shows you the fastest way to increase your character's level for each skill. This time I'm going to put my stuff in stamina, and actually I'm also going to increase my damage. The most important thing when you start the game is to maximize the amount of damage you have, otherwise other characters will start to out-level you. So once here, you can now speak to Kodlak Whitemane, and he's going to allow you to join the Companions questline.
But I don't know if the rest will go.
This is the elven sword we can get, just here in this display case. And then there's an elven warhammer just over here. And there's also an iron dagger there for some reason. But you're going to have to wait for these two to finish their conversation, and they will leave this room, and once it's deserted, just close the door and then steal everything in here. Anyway guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a like if you did. I really appreciate your support. And if you need any further tips, do check out my starter builds down below in the description for each class in Skyrim, because that will show you where to get the best armor for your class early on in the game, as well as what perks you should be getting. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because this is the place to be if you need help in the land of Skyrim. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, so you never miss one of my guides. My name is ESO, and I will see you, loyal subscriber, in the next Skyrim video guide. Thanks again for watching guys, have a fantastic day.